Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? I hope you are well. Oh my goodness. So I was sitting here thinking about things, and other people are making comments, and I'm reading things, and I'm thinking about the whole thing. And I'm like, this is so weird in the Summer Wells case, because it's like happening again and again and again and again. I can keep saying that, but it's something I feel matters. I'm not sure what it means, but it has to mean something because it is absolutely bizarre. So I want your opinion. I've got to get it off my chest. I've got to see how you feel. But yeah, we're live. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. Mama D in the house with you. Hi, Nikki UK. How's everybody doing? I don't think I got chat pinned yet. Just I had a phone call at the last minute, and it was an important call, so I had to take it. Let me grab this. There we go. Oh, it's still not right. Hold on. Let me trim the fat. I don't like those extra lines. Okay. Let's clear this. See who's out here with us. So you guys, in the Summer Wells case, something outside of Summer Wells, more focused on CANDUS. It's like the curse of CANDUS. So I got with a few of my beautiful 1111s, and I was like, let's talk about this a little bit. And because I wasn't the first one to point it out, others have too, that a lot of people either die or go missing around CANDUS Fly. And you say, well, yeah, but most can be excused. But it's the totality of it all, right? Hi, Exploited Innocence. Hello. How are you doing, lovely? Hi, Tammy. How are you? Julie. Broken Goth Doll. Welcome back. Hey, Allison. Nikki UK. Good to see you all. Carla Burjohn. Good to see you. Jennifer Swing. Good to see you. A lot of you here right now. All right, so let's get into this a little bit. We're just going to start. It's just going to be a discussion today. I'm not going to be showing you a whole bunch of nothingness, all right? But I am going to show you one thing that recently that CANDUS said, and I had already begun the research for this video to dig out some of the connections that we're talking about that are just mind-blowing when you really add it all up. Like, it's kind of like, you know, let's just say you're in the woods, you're on a walk, and you find a Butterfinger wrapper, right? And you're like, Butterfinger wrapper, whatever. You travel a little bit longer, and there's another Butterfinger wrapper. You're like, what's going on? And the further you go, the more of them you find. And it's just like one after another. At some point, you're going to stop and go, what the hell is going on here? So there's something that seems to follow CANDUS. I mean, it like, is it a curse? Is it a curse of CANDUS? I'm not trying to be all like, wah, wah, wah. Maybe a little dramatic. I might be a little dramatic. Hey, Rach, lovely. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hey, Nina's here. Nina's in the house. I did it like the House of the Rising Sun. I don't know. All right, let's talk for a minute. So parents are one thing. If you lose parents, it's horrific. It's sad. It can be very traumatic. But eventually, it does often happen. Like, it happens. So I get some of these. But let's talk about all the people that disappear out of CANDUS's life. And you know, there's going to be a few of you, I've even heard a few creators say, well, you know, to a commenter that'll post something about how bizarre everybody just seems to get gone in CANDUS's life. They all get gone one way or another, right? They either go missing, or they're taken, or they pass away. And it's like, you know, some of the creators and people have said, well, it's a high-risk life. But then I was talking to one of my beautiful 1111s, and she said, yeah, but then why is CANDUS alive? How's CANDUS survived? How come CANDUS is okay? If everybody else is doing okay, you feel me? All right. And it's something CANDUS said recently that after you hear this list of how many people we're talking, you'll be like, what? It really, it churned in my head to the point I'm like, I'm making butter up here. Like in my head, it's churning so hard I'm making butter. I gotta just share it. Okay. So, first of all, we're going to talk about, as you know, her sister, Rose Marie Bly, from Wisconsin, not that far from me, went missing. Okay? And this was, oh shoot, I forgot to grab the date. Let me just Google it. We'll find the date. I want to get I had the story up and I closed the site. I think it was 2009, but let's just go. Rose Marie Bly missing. Okay. 2009. August 21st of 2009. So basically, Candace's sister left her home. Now there's been a discrepancy in the story a little bit, and here's why. So her husband stated that she was going to said that she was going to a bar to meet up with her cousin. But then later, when Rose is reported missing and all this, the cousin's like, no, that was never a thing. No. And what's even weirder is the bar would have been this way from her home, but her car was found this way in Grantsburg, which is near the Michigan border or Minnesota border. Minnesota border, I think. And so when you really look at all of the situation around Rose Marie Bly, she was going through a divorce. It was nasty. The police had come out there. She said that she had been put in a headlock and roughed up a little bit. The husband, he made the claim that Rose had slapped him. She ends up getting charges. So then, after splitting up for a while, they just get back together. They have 2 kids when she just goes missing. We all know that it's usually somebody in your inner circle, but it's always been weird. I'll be honest, I've never thought of Candace being suspicious in any way, really. I've always felt leaned toward that significant other, the husband. So, he divorced Rose Marie like right away when she went missing. He said it was for legality, so he had custody of the kids. So it gets really, really convoluted, and we could go into great detail, but there's so many more to talk about. So that's the first, moment, right? It's like, that is so weird. Now, Candace claims she was between Alabama and Arkansas, or something like that. Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee and Arkansas? No. I don't know. She was down south near Arkansas. However, it's also been claimed by more locals that Candace was up in the area, that she was in Wisconsin around the time that Rose went missing. So who knows on that, but it's just weird. It's like her sister goes missing. Now, what's weirder is there's this call where it's elusive, kind of like, what is Candace doing? That Ernie Shell had been like, Candace is digging up a body here. You can hear her doing some digging. She's retching. He's claiming to have seen a shovel when he put the stuff in the back of her truck, and it gets all kind of weird. But one of the things he says is he starts that whole, call off with, do you know anything about Rose Bly? And Candace is like, look, what about her? Right? And it's just like, ugh. But that whole idea that she's like, what about her? And she even said, who the F cares? So, that's all weird. I get it's been a while, but I can't imagine saying that about my missing sister. Now, was Donnie in the picture? Yes, Donnie and Candace were together, allegedly, when Rose Bly went missing. So that's weird. Hey, Hard and Holly. And a wicked one, says Dawn, was said to have cheated on Candace with Rose Marie Bly. So the sister, and if that happened, good Lord. Good Lord. Right? Broken Goth Doll says, wouldn't want to meet Candace in the dark alley. Or a lit one for that. For the bat. No, I get you. Okay. So, would that have occurred? Possibly. Donnie's always got that way about him where he's like on the girls, right? Especially youngins, right? He's a lot older than Candace, and Candace was older than Rose, from my understanding. Yeah, I think Rose is her baby sister. I could be wrong. Okay, we haven't even started. We gotta go. So, that has always been like, does Candace have a motive for her sister to be missing? I don't know. That is weird. All right. Then, that's in 2009. 2 years later, or is it 3? It's 2 years later. Donnie's mama passes away in 2011. And so Candace and Dawn get the house, the property of Ben Hill, the whole thing. Now, there was a little bit of like unsettledness because the Goads, which were the original owners of the property, and then Don Wells's mother married into the family, and her son inherited their land. So that's the Mary Sexton and the Goads and all that. It gets kind of like, Ancestry.com confusing. But there was heated history there. And that Mary Sexton was the neighbor, and she's passed away, but that Summer Wells' footprint and scent was found behind that property. Not on it, but on a ridge behind it. So that's weird. So Donnie's mom just up and goes. So like I said, can we just be like, well, parents are old, right? I don't know. I've never researched if she died through the big C word, or did she accidentally fall, hit her head, and go into a coma? I don't know. But she passed away 2 years after Candace and Donnie, after Rose Marie Bly went missing. Yeah. So then there's a little space of time there. I didn't dig deep. I didn't go hire a PI. But, hey, Wendy's 4894, how are you doing? Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more. All right, so the mom gets gone, right? Passes over. So Dawn and Candace move on to Ben Hill. Now, remember I told you that Rose Marie Bly's car, so let me back up. The way it worked was, according to Rose Marie Bly's husband, she was to go to a bar and meet her cousin in Cushing, Wisconsin. But Rose Marie Bly's car was found in the opposite direction, quite a ways away in Grants, what did I just say? Grantsville? Granton. There it is, Granton. Ooh. So, that happens to be where Rose and Candace's dad lives. So could Candace and Dawn have been staying at the time of Rose Marie Bly's disappearance at Kenneth James Bly, which is Candace and Rose Bly's dad? Right? Because that's where her car was found. Just asking questions. The reason I'm bringing you back to Grantsburg is because Kenneth James Bly passes away not even a month, before Summer goes missing up in Grantsburg. See how everybody's connected to CANDUS, right? It's getting weird. And then a month after her dad passes away in Grantsburg, and is buried in Grantsburg, where he's from, okay, where it just so happens that Grandis, Grandma, returns to Wisconsin after Summer goes missing. That's the area she goes to, by the way. Anyway, back to this. Summer goes missing on June 15th, 2021. A month after Candace's death. It's almost getting weird, but then it gets even weirder. All right. So then, and I don't have the name, and I know you guys do, and you'll know who I'm talking about. Feel free to post all the information you want. I personally didn't want to share this information simply because I wasn't 100% sure it's even connected to Summer, but I'm just going to throw it out there. There was a woman. She is now a homicide investigation. Literally, she has been taken out. That after Summer went missing is a Facebook friend of Candace. All right? Like, who cares, right? Well, how many friends do you think Candace has? So I don't think she has a billion, right? But after, especially after Summer went missing, Candace didn't even know who she could trust. Anyway, she's a Facebook friend of Candace Bly, Summer's mother. She's charged with kidnapping and held on a $150,000 bond in, I believe, don't quote me, Kingsport, okay, Tennessee. And then later is found dead in a little hotel room. And now is a homicide investigation. I'm like, what? So she's literally charged, and I've seen the paperwork, just didn't think to grab it. She's charged with kidnapping, and then later she turns out to be herself a homicide. Candace is the common denominator. Oh, we're just going to keep going. This just gets mind-blowing. Like, okay. Cotton Simpson. Oh, we won't even go there first. Let's just wait on Cotton. Cotton can wait. Jose, right? Mexican guy, comes and lives with Candace, has an affair with him and Allie and Candace. We've heard rumors of the, menage a trois. He stays on that property. All hell breaks loose. They get into a physical fight, him and Donnie. Donnie comes racing home and blah, 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 blah. Well, he's dead, right? Candace Grandis, right, Grandma, allegedly drove Jose to North Carolina, where the tree trimmer company's from, when he's from New York. Why is she taking him to North Carolina? That's weird. Then Jose throws his phone in the ocean, and he's gone under a mysterious circumstance that none of us truly understood. He gave interviews about Candace. He was very attached to Summer. In-depth interviews. And then he ended up passed away. He started talking all over the internet, and then Jose passed away. Threw his phone in the ocean. That kind of weird? Anybody feel that's weird? Broken Goth Doll says Candace is the Grim Reaper's sister. Yeah, come on, you guys. We got over 200 in here. How many likes do we have? Please. What do you want me to bag? I'm not gonna. Well, I will. Please. You want to know more? You'll hit the like button. Okay, let's keep going. This gets weirder. No. We're on to Allie Harris, right? Candace's friend. The one Jose, who's also passed away, had an affair with. And it's alleged that she fell and hit her head and fell into a coma. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. But She is gone. Even Justin from Clutch Them Pearls has said that Allie is gone. Like, he knows. He did his research. Allie passed away. All right. So it's like, if you're around CANDUS, it's not good for you. Then, do you remember Chris McDonough is sitting there and he does an interview with Allie and Graham Bunn and Hunter right outside on the porch, the white porch. And at the same time, Hunter steps away and this another woman steps in named Leslie. Well, she gave an interview with them. And she had stated that Hunter and Allie, well, that Hunter and the kids were like her own kids. Like, that's how she considered them. That they were as good as her own. So she was really protective of Allie and the family there. She also was telling about things about the boys laying out on the gravel out back and how horrific CANDUS had been to the children. Even, I believe she said that she knew that one of the children had been struck or something. Well, she was a nurse. I believe she was a nurse. Her name is Leslie Hill. Uh-oh, right? We've got all this going on the block of 3500 Van Hill because of Paul Hill, who is the grandfather or grand uncle or uncle. Good Lord, these family ties are going to kill my brain. Is the uncle of Fred Hill, who lived on Ben Hill Road. Damn. Right? Aw, sharing for summer. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Joanna Maynard. Hey, Marky. Good to see you, lovely. RNJ Henson, good to see you. Hey, Wendy's, Donna. A lot of beautiful new faces, too. So now I want to talk about Leslie Hill. She passes away pert near the same time. Yes, I said pert near the same time as Allie Harris. And allegedly, rumor has it, that's all I got, is that she also bumped her head and fell into a coma like Allie. And I'm like, just hold the milk. I'll eat my cereal dry because I just don't buy that. That there's something wrong there. If that's true, there's something very, very what? Like, anybody that talked about summer, like it was all about CANDUS in the beginning. Like, did Rose Bly and Don Wells have a thing and all of a sudden Rose went missing? I don't know. Could it have been that if we back all the way up, that it was anybody that got in CANDUS's way? Like, was Rose Bly really having an affair with Don Wells? She lies to her husband and said that she's going to Cushing with her cousin just as a cover story, but really meeting Don Wells, and then CANDUS showed up and that was the end of Rose Bly? I don't know. Could be wild things like throwing spaghetti at the wall theory. Speculation station. But when we really boil it down, we're starting to get really in depth now. We've gone through quite a few people, and we haven't even finished the list. We're only halfway. Let's get the goat. Haven't had the goat in a long time. If you have headphones on, or if your boss is listening, make sure you turn it down. I'm going to scream. So let's back up a minute. We start with Rosemary Bly. Then it's that's 2009. Then 2011, it's her dad, Kenneth James Bly. So her sister goes missing. Her dad dies. They move in a couple years later over there, and Don and Candace move in there, and then Donnie's mommy dies. It's like Black Widow series here. All right, but they get the property. Then Candace's friend, then Summer goes missing. Right? Oh, I forgot. The dad dies. So Donnie's mother passes. They get the property 2009. Or 2011. And then it's quite a while because it was 2021 that Kenneth James Bly passes away in Grantsburg, which is where Rose Bly's car was found. Abandoned. And then we have the Facebook friend that's charged with kidnapping and held for a $150,000 bond. Somebody gets her out, and then she's killed. Okay? Homicide investigation. Then we have Jose, which is the Mexican guy that comes and stays with her and has an affair with her and Allie. And he passes away after throwing his phone in the ocean. And then Allie also having an affair with Jose. She passes away, right? Then Leslie, who talked about Summer and very negatively against Candace, she passes away. And then, this gets even weirder. Candace recently, allegedly, broke up with Donnie for the 100th time and went to live with her friend Dee Dee. And while she was living with Dee Dee, Dee Dee's husband allegedly passed away. However, it's been rumor has it that Candace was having a fling-ding with Dee Dee's husband. And there's people that are locals like saying she refused to call 911 when the person needed it and they passed away. And after they passed, Candace left her friend Dee Dee in the dust and went back home to Donnie. So Dee Dee is passed away. Dee Dee's husband is passed away from what I'm seeing, but that's all kind of like, what the actual world? That is wild. Now, here's some things too. Cotton Simpson, who allegedly, Fred said, knew all about what happened to Summer. There was a whole investigation because he passed away too. He fell to his death. So they investigated Fred Hill, who was in prison, running his mouth saying that Cotton was the only one that knew where Summer was. And that had something to do with the Morrison Cemetery. And then Cotton Simpson's found passed away. So Fred Hill was investigated to see if Fred Hill had pushed him to his death. The polygraph on Cotton Simpson's death with Fred was allegedly inconclusive. Yet we have an email that got circled just recently that appears to say that Fred Hill is cleared of that. So then you have to wonder, who took Cotton Simpson out? Or was it just natural causes? He just fell. Or did somebody else do it because he was about to tell where Summer was buried? Okay? Now, not to get real weird here, but Candace's friend that she has right now that would do anything for her, including write her in prison. Her health has failed. She needs our prayers. She's on a ventilator. Are y'all following me that this just gets like, what in the actual hell? How did Dawn live? How has Dawn Wells survived? Everybody around Candace, including, listen, those are the people that disappeared that way. Then there are people that disappeared that we know why. Because they were removed from Candace. She had another daughter taken away. She also had all 3 boys taken away. Summer's brothers. And now we got radio silence from Dawn Wells and Candace Bly. But before they went to radio silence, listen to this. Hold on. Hold the phone. Listen to what Candace says, you guys. Hold on. My buttons aren't working. All right. This is what Candace said. Is she talking about Dawn Wells? Because if she is, OMG.
He's something's fixing to happen to him real bad. He just don't know it yet. When the time's right, you'll know.
Let's play that again.
He's something's fixing to happen to him real bad. He just don't know it yet.
Something's fixing to happen to him, right? What?
When the time's right, it happen to him real bad. He just don't know it.
Something is fixing to happen to him real bad. He just don't know it. You'll know when the time is right. That's Candace's own voice. I don't know who she's talking about. Is she talking about Donnie?
Yep. He's fixing something fixing to happen to him real bad. He don't know it yet. When the time's right, you'll know.
That is wild. Think of all the deaths around her and the missing people. And now you got this. Is Donnie safe? It makes me see Candace in a whole nother light. Like every friend Candace has is dead or on a ventilator. Her sister is missing. Her daughter, Summer Wells, is missing. Her boys have been taken. Her older daughter got taken. It just is like, is she cursed? Is it just something? And there are people that are going to be like, it's that high risk living. Well, then how are Dawn or Candace alive? Right? Kawana, welcome to our Starlight Voices. You are the squad for the voices that we do not have right now, right? All the missing voices. You're joining the squad. We give the voices back. We fight for them anyway. Dawn was never safe with Candace. Carla? You remember hearing this on Doug's channel? Oh, I never saw that. Well, Doug hasn't had a channel in a while, and since then we've added a few more deaths to the list, I would imagine. Just saying. It could be for anybody, Mrs. Thornton. It could be. It never says Dawn, right? Not that I know of. Who's she talking about? Something bad's going to happen to him. She could be talking about Fred Hill. Have we ever seen Rose, Bly, and Candace together in a picture? I don't know. Some people believe they're the same person. I don't know. Hey, Nancy. You said, yeah, but my brother's an alcoholic. I don't drink, and they're keeping an eye on my liver. Oh, well, I hope that you're all right. I hope your brother's all right. Oh, you mean Spider? I forgot about that, Felicity. There's another one. The father of Journey's mother. Spider, Ricky something. Yeah, Spider, right? Am I right? He died. Or no, it was his dad. It was his dad. Okay, wait. Hold on. I did debunk that. I showed you where it was Spider's dad that died, and they have the same name. But the man that died was 60-some years old, so we can't count that one. True, I betcha. Biorit says, if Dawn dies, Candace will sell that property and be long gone. It's wild. It's wild. I don't know, you guys. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. And now we got radio silence. I mean, just for a wellness check, somebody want to see if Don Wells is alive? He is. Don and Candace, even though they're holding their tongue, they are both well. They were at the Christmas tree decorating party, and they talked to Ryan Finds Truth, so they were on camera. Nancy Simmons, good to see you, lovely. Candace Morin says, all my friends are dead, but from overdoses. My dad, too, my best friend. Some people have just shit luck and also a family curse. I'm cursed with bad luck and lucky with my weird miracles. I get it. I'm not saying that she did anything. I'm just saying I have to bring it up and be like, what in the world? Every single one of them. It's like crazy. Marquis says, smash that like, family. Show our support for the queen of true crime. Thank you. Ah, that's interesting. Exploit Innocent says, does anyone else think Jose, Allie, and Leslie are in protective custody? It's been thought of mine from time to time. I don't. I really don't. It's interesting, though. Candace's opinion is that it doesn't help that Tennessee is a poop hole for criminal activity and they harbor them and actively cover it up. Whoa. That's wild. No, Don was seen at Light Up, and Candace was there too. They were in a photograph together. He tried to stay by himself, but one guy talked to him. Yeah. All right, my lovelies. Thank you, Allison. I'm not going to keep you here beyond the time that we need. I wanted to get this out of my head, get this off my notes, bring it up, have a discussion. I know there's a lot going on in the Jack and Lily case. I'm about to jump over to Crime Story Mama in a little while, a little under an hour from now. I have an errand to run. But then when I get back, I will jump over to Crime Story Mama, and we're going to dig into the Lily and Jack Sullivan case and talk a little bit about what's going on in that case. Definitely some interesting information. Way more than I expected. And then I'll probably come over here and cover it tomorrow. What did I drop? I didn't even know I had it. Oh, my pen. I'll pick that up in a minute. What? Oh, Deb Richardson. I'm like, Debris? Deb says, so great to catch you live too. How awesome. Well, thank you, lovely. Carla's meds are kicking in, so we need to get off here. I love you guys so very, very much. Please say a prayer for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Today would have been Sebastian Rogers' 17th birthday if he were here. I do not celebrate missing children's birthdays because they do not get to celebrate. I know some people feel different. It's always very disheartening when their birthday rolls around and they're not here for the cake or the party. So please say a very special prayer for Sebastian Rogers and also Lily and Jack Sullivan. I will see you again very, very soon.